In this video, you're going to learn what is the weekly team updates play, pre-work necessary to run the play, how to facilitate the play, how to follow up after running the play, as well as expert tips, tricks, and examples along the way. The way we work is becoming more and more distributed every day. Whether you come into the office or not, you likely have teammates working from various locations and time zones. This means you need to learn how to work more asynchronously. In a distributed world like this, how do we best stay connected with each other on things like work, our priorities, and our wins? If you're thinking, or possibly shouting, yes, 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 I'm thinking your team needs a new ritual. The weekly team updates play is designed to help your team celebrate their progress, share information, and improve team performance, all without the interruption of another meeting. Our internal research has found that on average, weekly team updates save Atlassians 5 hours every 2 weeks. We found that by running weekly team updates, our team members have also experienced increased clarity around the work that their team is doing, a better understanding of how their work impacts their larger team and organization, catching roadblocks and issues before they happen, increased connection with team members when the ability to meet is limited due to things like time zones, more focus time to spend on the real work versus sitting in another meeting, and even an increased recognition for the great work each team member is doing through the sharing of accomplishments. Now, before getting started with weekly team updates, you and your team need to answer 4 important questions. When will we post the update? Will it be first thing Monday morning or last thing before we log off at the end of the week? Where do we post the updates each week? Do we use a messaging tool like Slack or Microsoft Teams, or do we post our updates to a page on Confluence? What will be included in our updates? What are the questions we want to answer each week in our weekly team updates that will be important for us? And finally, how will the messages be delivered? Will they be written or will they be video messages? Now for me, I typically recommend teams start out simple. Send out updates first thing Monday morning using your preferred messaging tool. For us at Atlassian, we use Slack. Monday is a great day to send out those updates because they help anchor our priorities for the rest of the week. Speaking of priorities, in your update, send out your top 3 priorities for the week and why those represent your priorities, as well as send out any challenges you're experiencing and what the specific help you need is. Finally, I encourage teams to use video if possible. Now hear me out. Through our own research here at Atlassian of text versus video updates, we found that video updates can help increase team connectedness by nearly 30%. That's huge, especially when we work in a distributed world where we may not see each other on a regular basis. Consider using a tool like Loom to help make the video creation process easy, thanks to features like screen sharing, redos, and edits. The weekly team updates play is a little bit different from the rest of the plays in the Atlassian Team Playbook because it doesn't require a designated facilitator. The play is something the team will do, so the most important part is getting clarity around the pre-work. Remember the questions: when, where, what, and how. Once you've landed on these, pick a day and start sending your updates. You posted the first update, fantastic, but here's the thing, your work isn't over yet. As a team member, you have 2 additional responsibilities that you need to take care of now. First, watch and comment on the updates from your teammates. Weekly team updates are only valuable if we consume them and respond. It doesn't always have to be a question. It could be a comment, a reaction, or something else acknowledging the update in an async way. Second, respond to the questions, comments, and reactions that have been posted to your update. Weekly team updates are a great way to have a shared conversation without actually having to meet together. A great example of this play in action is actually my team. Now let me give you some context. My team is distributed around the world. I'm in the United States, I have someone in Germany, and I have someone in Australia. So as you can imagine, there's not a good time for all of us to come together without someone staying up late or getting up early. We started the ritual of weekly team updates by sending text messages via Slack every Monday morning. Now, this was effective at first, but after about a month, we realized something was missing. At this point, we decided to start using Loom videos to send those updates, and we would post them again every Monday morning in Slack. It was a game changer. We could now start seeing each other's nonverbal cues, as well as get to see each other and sort of connect without actually having to be together. Using Loom allowed us to easily have those async conversations around the questions and comments that came up in our weekly updates, which ultimately brought about more clarity and alignment around what we were doing and why. At the end of the day, the weekly team updates allowed us to feel more like a team together, even though we weren't together. If you're excited about running the weekly team updates play, let me share with you some final tips and tricks before you get started. Be concise. Updates should be 3 to 5 minutes at most. This is easy to manage if you send out a video, but if you do text updates, I recommend using Confluence to write out your update and then checking the estimated read time at the top of the page to ensure you're staying brief. Make sure you respond, whether it's responding to a teammate's update or comments left on your update. Responding is critical to get the most out of the weekly updates play. Finally, consider setting a reminder each week for everyone to submit their updates. This could be a calendar hold, or better yet, if you use Slack, setting an automated message that comes out reminding everyone to submit their updates. That's what we do. If your team's distributed and you're finding it's hard to connect with each other, if you have too many meetings on your calendar and you're looking for ways to free up time to get some actual work done, or if you simply want to encourage some more async collaboration practices on your team, running an async weekly team update is the best way to help your team come together without actually having to come together. So give it a shot.